old age, like my old age, and why I started thinking about them and the stories that are their lives. It all happened recently in a spinning class at my local Y.
Yes, because his teacher is Maureen, and she's 74, and she really spins fast, up and down, fast, 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 fast.
Maureen announced to the class that she is going to retire at the age of 74 after 37 years on the staff at the Y. Right, Anthony?
Yeah, she was amazing. Her story was amazing.
She talked about how, when she first became a volunteer at the Y, there was one treadmill. And she went to the director and said, "We need treadmills. These people are really anxious in this town about using the treadmill, especially in the winter when they can't go outdoors."
Then she told us about how she went to the director, and the director said, "We don't have enough money to do that kind of thing, really. So they just have to go out and exercise and walk and maybe run around or whatever and work with each other and bend and stretch and stuff. We don't have money for that kind of thing." So then she told us how she went with her team outside somewhere to a class that talked about step aerobics. So she went back to the director, and she said to the director, "Look, we need steps to do step aerobics."
And he said, "We don't have money for that kind of thing. They should just go out and walk and exercise and stretch and just play around a little bit." And so she goes on and she talks about how they wanted to do step aerobics so badly that they invited people in with sturdy boxes, and they used sturdy boxes in the aerobics class. Oh, she went on and told so many vivid details about what it was like
To be a staff volunteer, and then she became a staff member, and then the Y started growing and growing.
And the one that I'm in doing this spinning class is state of the art. So it's come a long way because of people like her. And I thought to myself, Maureen, your story needs to be told. I want to maybe, can I interview you? I mean, I was just thinking this in my mind. Her story was so vivid about community and about commitment and about dedication.
Oh, then he got thinking about all of our stories. All of the elders from ages 50 on up to old age about their stories.
And I thought to myself, of the people I come across in my life who, for some reason, tell me some of their stories. You know, it's just ordinary, you know, and they're telling me about their hardships, and they're telling me about their families, and they're telling me about trips they've taken, and they're telling me about experiences that they've had
that were not so nice, and others that were really wonderful,
about their kids in soccer, their grandkids in soccer, I should say, or their grandkids in a football team, or their grandkids in the art project at their local school, or in the band, etc. And then they stop and they say, you know, sometimes I wonder if I should write some of this down. And I say, exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say to you. Have you ever thought? Thank you, Anthony.
Have you ever thought of writing down some of your history?
The way Maureen did, the way Maureen was talking, how I would love to see that in print, especially as she retires, as a kind of tribute to her and all that she gave. And you too, seniors, Anthony and I are urging you to pick up your pen, pick up your pencil, take out a clean sheet, turn on your word processor, and begin to tell the story of your life. Oh, pieces of your life that maybe don't even seem that important, but to others would be important, because what it does is it reflects another person's life history. Just as I found that in Maureen, and it became so exciting for me to think of what more she could tell me, what more she could reveal to all of us about dedication and commitment.
Man, yeah, and also all other stuff. I mean, writing really wakes you up. That's what it does. Writing wakes you up to your life every day for 10 minutes. That's not a lot.
you'll record important things about yourself. And maybe you'll never share them. Maybe you'll never share that little piece you write about your expertise at fly fishing, or the way you grow roses that are so almost look award-winning, and that favorite recipe of yours. Or I'm thinking about the way to make meatballs in that recipe that my late brother-in-law Lenny left behind, that he said was the best way to go about it. I wish I had recorded that.
So tell them about this regret. Is it a regret about writing?
Yes, it is. It's a very personal regret about writing, because what happened was, for the first 18 years of her life, my mother lived in a village outside of Naples, Italy, in a beautiful little village that I visited after she passed away. And never once did I show an interest in what her life might have been like in that village, cobblestone streets, on that farm way up above. We took a taxi to go up there, and we stood and watched and thought, this is where she walked. This is what she did. What did she work these animals? What went on here? What was it like growing up on a farm like that before she decided to come to the States? And what made her do that? Oh, there were so many questions I had, and I never asked her. I never took an interest. And so I'm saying to you, you could really help your elders, or your elders, you could also do the writing or the dictating or whatever to make your life complete. There's so much you can teach us through your story. Just like Maureen. You bet. Thank you for stopping by. Pencil, pen, computer, word processor. Bye.